Some girls travel to find themselves. Some travel to escape something. And Grace? She just wanted a change of scene, to see the world, to live a little freedom and write down the moments of her life before stepping into the world of work and responsibilities. She didn't know that the trip she had dreamed about for years would end up being her last days alive. Who was Grace? Grace Millane, a 22-year-old British girl, beautiful, educated, ambitious. She studied marketing at Lincoln University. She graduated in July 2018 and decided to finally do what she had always dreamed of: travel the world. She wanted to see new places, live adventures, and record every memory in her diary. Her trip started in October. She visited Peru, Chile, Argentina, and other countries. Every day she posted pictures, videos, sometimes even stories from the road on Instagram. Everyone was following her. Everyone was smiling with her. Up until she reached New Zealand, just 2 days before her 23rd birthday. On November 30th, 2018, Grace arrived in Auckland, New Zealand. She checked into a small hostel and started exploring the city alone. Everything seemed normal. Nothing strange that day. But on December 1st, Grace opened Tinder. She started chatting with a man named Jesse Kempson, 26 years old. Normal-looking, friendly, playing the role of an interested young guy. They talked a little and decided to meet the same evening. She didn't tell anyone about him. Not her friends, not even her family. As if she didn't feel the danger, the cameras captured everything. He met her, smiled, shook her hand, and they went to a bar in Auckland. They drank wine, laughed, their eyes meeting. Later, they went to another bar. They got closer. Step by step, the cameras followed them until around 9:40 p.m. when Jesse took her to a hotel called City Life. A fancy place, calm. But behind its doors, something horrifying was waiting. Grace walked in, happy, smiling, feeling that something new was about to begin in her life, but she didn't know that the door she just walked through would be the last one she ever entered. What happened inside that room? Only Jesse knows. But according to the investigation, after they were intimate, he strangled her with his bare hands, not for seconds, for minutes, until her breath stopped. He later told investigators that she had agreed to rough sex games, that it wasn't his intention to kill her, but the evidence told a very different story. He didn't call for help. He didn't try to save her. On the contrary, he took photos of her dead body, disturbing, sick images, kept on his phone. He sat in the room with her lifeless body for 5 hours, as if admiring his crime. The room fell silent. The air grew heavy. Grace's body lay still. Jesse stood over her, staring, and then gave a cold smile. But it didn't stop there. He picked up his phone again, took more disturbing photos, browsed porn sites, as if trying to relive his crime in his mind. Then he opened Google. He searched how to hide a body. How long does it take a body to decompose? Best way to dispose of a human body. The next morning, he acted normal. He went shopping, bought a large suitcase, big enough to hide his crime inside. He returned to the hotel, then later went out again. This time he bought black garbage bags, a shovel, strong cleaning supplies. And still, he wasn't finished. He even went to a car rental shop, rented a vehicle. And here's the chilling part. Despite what he had just done, he went on another Tinder date with a different woman. They sat together. He talked casually. But then, out of nowhere, he started discussing crimes, how long it takes police to respond, even about police dogs and how far away they can smell a corpse. The girl said she felt chills, She wasn't comfortable with him at all. After the date, he went back to the hotel, packed Grace's body into the suitcase, waited for the night, then calmly wheeled it out on a hotel luggage cart and placed it inside the rental car. He drove far out of the city, to an isolated area with no people around. There, he dug a shallow grave with the shovel, placed the suitcase, the one holding Grace Millane inside, into the hole, and buried her, as if burying his secret forever. Then he went back to the hotel and slept, as if nothing had happened. On Grace's birthday, her family didn't hear from her. No calls, no replies. They grew worried and reported her missing. Police began to retrace her steps, reviewing CCTV, and there he was, the last man seen with her. He tried to claim it was all an accident, that Grace had consented, that it was just rough play gone wrong. But the forensic evidence showed otherwise. In November 2019 at the Auckland High Court, Jesse Kempson was sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum of 17 years before possible parole. But what good is justice when a young life has already been stolen? Grace was just like any other girl. She had dreams, a smile, a diary full of plans. She never knew that a simple dating app could cost her life. But the story didn't stop there, because after his crime of killing Grace was exposed, new testimonies surfaced, telling of other girls who were victims of him, who recognized him after his trial was broadcast on television. One was an Italian tourist who said he sexually assaulted her, and another who was in a relationship with him, who said he was terrifyingly violent with her, to the point of threatening her with a knife whenever she refused to do what he asked of her sexually, and then taking her money. These cases only added to a clearer picture of his true character, a person who knows no mercy. Her story is not just about a crime, it's a warning, because sometimes the most dangerous monsters hide behind a smile. Not every date ends in love. Sometimes it ends in a suitcase buried in the woods, far from home. This was the story of Grace Millane. What do you think about this case? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to follow for more true crime stories.